A Christmas of tragedies, celebrations, and observations.
My name is Bomber,
And I'm Chris.
and we're reporting from our new temporary This Week in Sedgefield studio. And you're listening to This Week in Sedgefield.
So, they're here.
They're here.
Who's here?
I think most of Joburg.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and Northwest Province. I've seen so many number plates
Really?
with
I've seen
Northwest Province.
I've seen a few.
Yeah,
Yeah?
there was one of my running mates was saying he saw so many vehicles with Northwest Province number plates on.
I see a lot of
Yeah.
Eastern Capes and a lot of NDs.
Yeah.
And I mean, everywhere. It's actually quite cool. It's a fun
It's
game to play
very
with the
cool.
kids. You know, where do
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
that one's from? You see all the
Yeah,
different
that's it.
pictures.
Yeah.
And you get different points for the kind of type of license plate that you see.
Okay,
a
that's a
bingo
good
game
one, yeah.
and jackpots
Yeah.
and everything like that. That one actually
Okay,
comes from
yeah.
Codename Steve and
Oh,
his
yeah.
kid.
Oh, that's a great
yeah,
thing,
It's a
yeah.
very fun game.
And you can tell the Eastern Cape people because they're leaning out their windows admiring the white lines on the road. Yeah, 'cause they're kind of looking at it going,
This
yeah,
is tall.
This is, look, a white line. What a clever
Wow.
idea, dividing the road. Yeah.
We should take
Look,
this
Mummy,
back
a
home.
street light.
We've only got
Yeah.
one, but it's apparently enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a little bit noisy, isn't it? I'm
is,
I'm
yeah.
not sure if we can hear this even in the recording yet. I'm pretty sure that we can.
Oh yes, because we're not recording it in your studio.
We're
So
not.
That's right. Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, we are recording live
Ooh, yeah.
today from a
As opposed to?
as opposed to dead.
That's your line. Yeah.
Live from a certain coffee shop in Sedgefield.
Very secret one, yeah.
A very
We should
secret-
give it a code name.
Yeah. Okay. Codename MacButners.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, mum's the
that's
word.
it.
Yeah. Codename
So
MacButners.
yes. It's got a big M and a small C and a Butners after it. And it might, well, I wouldn't say that it's on the corner of the service road.
No. You couldn't say that. No.
Opposite the spa.
Yes, no.
But
you
I
you
wouldn't.
couldn't-
I wouldn't-
and you couldn't
wouldn't
say
ever
that
say
there is
that.
just such a delicious pie smell kind of floating in. It is.
Man,
It's smelling
pies-
really good.
Pies and coffee.
Oh,
Yo.
what a day.
Anyway.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
we're
back to
trying
more
this out,
important things.
testing this out. If you see
Yeah.
us around or if you hear a few hello, it's
Yes.
because Bomber is what we call Sedgefield famous. So
Infamous.
yes, or a combination.
And if you hear someone coming over and saying rather noisily, "When are you going to pay me that money you owe me?" It's not me they're talking to.
No.
Just so you know.
So not
Yeah.
not me either. I don't know.
No.
It's mistaken identity. It's,
Yeah, and I've
how
told
it
them I'll
goes.
pay him back in good time.
Yeah.
Right. So
So I was in Plet this past week, which
Oh,
has meant
wow.
a few good things, and a whole bunch of things. One is that I haven't heard the noise on the dune.
okay.
Because it
Because,
wasn't anywhere
yes,
near it.
There was no
Oh, but I-
noise on Plet dunes.
I loved seeing in the Age of One Get It Now, but that there were the numbers to call in case of kind of in this. Well, it's for emergencies. It's for just kind of municipal things.
Yes,
and
yeah.
I wonder if it would account for that as well. Maybe it's still just the fire station, but I suppose
I don't
that's
know.
for any municipal things going wrong.
Apparently, it's going to connect to law enforcement. There seems to be a law enforcement resurgence here.
Ooh, yes.
So yeah, let's hope. Let's
Good.
hope that's that's
That it's a good one.
Who knows? Who knows what will happen this year?
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of Joburg plates in there as well. Actually, I sent
Yeah.
sent you a voice note of how I was in Kierboom's,
Okay.
the caravan site. Then I was walking around, and it was only GP plates.
Oh,
just
wow.
absolutely everywhere. So I was
So
a
that
little
many doctors, hey?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh wow.
doctor of
Yeah.
Gauteng, yes. And then oyster catchers as well. I sent you that photo. I saw that some oyster catchers had caught some oysters.
Oh, had
I
they?
witnessed it. I watched it.
Wonderful,
Also
wonderful.
witnessed some
Yeah.
mating over there. The
Yes.
oyster catchers, which
Okay.
the kids were like, "What's going on there?" And
Oh yeah, that
that was a good discussion,
that's
yeah.
Another way of catching. They're just ganging up on the oysters.
That's
yes, to
right.
catch
Yeah.
them.
It's
Yes,
just part of what they do over there.
Yes.
But how's it been going this side?
It's been great. Yeah, it's been. There's been a good start to the season. What the shop owners are telling me is that there's lots of people,
Yeah.
but they're all a bit hesitant about spending money.
Ah.
So they're milling about
okay.
in the shops, but they're not taking out their wallets.
Just
but I'm
this
sure
would be
they will,
nice. This
yeah.
would be nice.
Yes, yeah.
Very curious about how the market was. I assume last week Saturday was brilliant, and I'm pretty sure this week Saturday.
It'll
It's going to
get
be
more
packed
and more packed. Yeah,
that's going to be very, very cool.
But
huh?
nice. Yeah, people love the market.
Oh, man.
we all love the market.
No, we do.
And I think it's just going to be wonderful.
Well, we spoke to someone who didn't. That was a very interesting discussion. He was.
Oh,
you
yes.
remember that? Yeah.
It was a guy that he said he drove through to Plet for their market every Saturday.
He's like, yeah, because this one is rubbish and it's sold out. So it told me very, very welcome to your wrong opinion. Everyone's entitled to a wrong opinion.
Yeah. And
that
the
was
trip
interesting.
to Plet. Wow. Imagine in this heat with this traffic.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if our listeners can hear the traffic going past, but
I'm
there's
sure
a lot
they
of
can.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
But there have been a bunch of, and there will still be a bunch of carols things. There was one last night.
Yeah, the carol
Lions.
concert, the Lions Carol concert.
That was very
what
cool.
a great! It's always a great kickoff to the Christmassy feel about town.
Yeah.
You know, it's wonderful. Carols are just such a. Everyone knows the words.
Yes.
Everyone sings together.
Yeah.
And because everyone's singing, nobody minds if someone
Yes.
can't sing. They just sing anyway.
Unless they got the microphone, then
Unless
it makes
they
it a
got
bit.
the microphone, yeah. Then sometimes it's a problem.
Yeah. I must admit, it was my first one that I've actually been to for the Lions, because we just haven't
really?
been in town before.
Okay.
And I got to play the cajon, that kind of box drum
Yes,
for it, which you know I was
yeah.
there behind you. But I was just
percussionist.
stoked. Oh, there we
Yes,
go.
yeah.
I was stoked and amazed just to see how much of the community just shows up for it.
Yes,
and just
yeah.
the community vibe and
Yeah, and kids running around, and no, it's very special.
Oh,
and
so-
a line dancing demo, which
Yes,
was very, very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. There we go. The joyful souls on it, of
Yes,
course. If there's
yes.
a group of people, then there's somebody's going to start dancing in a
That's
line,
it,
and many
yeah,
others will
yeah.
join up. And it was at by the Lions Club and the police station and the new play park.
Yes,
which
the
we
new
can talk about now.
Oh, we're allowed to. Yes.
And it made the front page, right?
It did, yeah. We had a lovely picture sent to us by Rose Bilbra,
Mm-hmm.
Travel Bug Rose, of a Father Christmas jumping for joy,
Oh.
or doing what are they called? When
Jumping
you do
jacks.
Jumping jacks.
Yeah.
He's doing something at the play park. It's such
Or
a
just
beautiful
flying.
new play park.
Oh, it is. It's amazing.
Most people have seen it. There was a huge amount of kids there yesterday when we went to the
I
carols.
also noticed that. Yeah. Very cool.
Anyway, the long and the short of it, we are allowed to talk about it now. Lotto Land, through their Helper Dorp project, sponsored the
Yes.
princely sum of 485,000 rand
That's significant, eh?
to Sedgefield for basically
Jeez.
upliftment projects.
Yeah, which included the park. That wasn't just for the park, though.
No,
that
it
was
the
for a few
park.
things.
There was some astroturf laid out for the children's centre in Massetondani.
Oh, brilliant. That goes a long way. Like
yeah.
the big field there in Smutsville, that's also an AstroTurf, right?
Yes, yeah,
And it
yeah.
still looks great.
It's
It looks
brilliant.
That's
For
going
many
to
years
last.
old, yeah.
Oh, very, very good idea. Love that.
And yeah, they also provided paint for Sedgefield's speed humps and stop streets.
Yeah.
I don't know
For
if
the
people are
painting-
going to
yeah, I
stop.
suppose-
Yeah, maybe they'll stop
Maybe
to
it'll
look at the
encourage
painting.
them to do it, yeah.
You know, I think that rather than painting the word stop, they should do like a nice painting that people will stop and
Oh,
look
and
at.
actually just look at some mosaics right
Yes,
there.
that's it.
We're
So
all
it's-
about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That will make people stop more.
Very cool.
Yes.
Well, it's just a very greatly spruced up town,
Isn't
and a
it?
town
Yeah.
that. And this comes in. Oh, we didn't speak about this before, but it was great to see with our previous episode how many comments came in.
Okay.
And just kind of chatting about a bunch of things that we have, and one of the really interesting ones that came in was just around the litter around town.
Okay.
and it's something that we've spoken about before
Yeah,
in and around, but
yeah.
this is around the whole of Sedgefield.
Okay.
And this individual, she goes and whenever she goes for a walk, she picks up and she has a bag and she takes it along, and I
Okay.
I love that idea. I thought
Yeah,
that was
it is
absolutely
great,
brilliant.
yeah.
And just this idea of picking up litter and looking after the area that you're in, and
Yeah.
just how many good things that does for you, for
Absolutely.
caring about the place, for wanting to see it not just uplifted,
Yeah.
cleanliness wise or looking
Yeah.
good wise, but business wise, and
Yeah.
all of these kind of things.
Yeah.
All of these add up. They're getting together for carols. They're picking up the litter along the way.
Yeah.
It adds up to a successful town, a safer town, just a better town. I think.
Yeah, there was a thing that happened years ago in New York, when New York was kind of a den of iniquity.
Yes, yeah.
It was
It's
very
vastly
very
changed now.
Yeah, it was
Now they're just a bunch of angels.
no, but it was a very dangerous place at night, especially.
Yeah.
And the then mayor who came in, or he may have been a chief of police. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But basically, he grabbed it by the horns and he formed what was called the broken window policy.
Yeah.
And the theory is that if there's a building with a broken window
Yeah.
in a busy town, people will throw rocks at the other windows.
Whoa.
If you fix the
that
one
makes sense,
window,
yeah.
the others won't get broken. So his aim was fix the small things,
Yeah.
and that will lead to the bigger things
Getting resolved. Yes, getting looked after.
Like if
That's
if
cool.
a town's full of litter,
Yeah.
someone won't feel so about throwing
Just chucking it.
a can out the window or whatever, because it's everywhere anyway.
That's it.
What difference is another sweet wrapper going to make?
Yeah.
But if it's pristine,
Yes.
you
You
almost
wanna
want to
maintain-
take your shoes off before you get out the car. You know?
Yes.
So yeah, that's
I like that. So
yeah.
I had an idea from this, and I thought we could go to kind of the you know, I'm thinking about the dune as well, and just
Yeah.
kind of different parts of town that are maybe more litterful. And
Yeah.
you do a kind of fundraiser that you fill up a bag. Whoever wants to come and fill up a bag of trash, then you get like R5 for filling
Okay.
up a bag.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
companies can sponsor that just to really get it to a better state. Now,
That
of
would
course,
be
that
good.
degenerates
Yeah.
over time. But I love this broken window thing. I
Yeah,
want to look
yeah.
into that and
It's
find out
just-
more about that.
yeah.
The psychology of that.
Yeah,
It totally works.
It's crazy.
No,
hey?
it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay, very, very interesting.
Cool beans.
So, also on the front page, there's a really helpful picture about riptides.
Yeah, rip currents.
Rip currents, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, we had a tragedy over the last weekend
Mm.
of a young man, a visitor from the Eastern Cape,
Yeah.
swimming, got caught in a riptide somewhere between Swartfley and Maioli Beach.
Okay.
The riptides are terrible.
Yeah.
And basically they haul you out, not quite out to sea, but fairly
out
far
kind of
out.
backline, enough to be kind of
the
worried and
natural
scared about it.
reaction is
Yeah.
to try and swim back
Yes.
against the current.
Yeah, you try and swim back as hard as you
which is-
can, but
which is more or less impossible.
yeah, no, it absolutely
And
is, yeah.
The art, the picture we put, the graphic we put on the front page is basically explaining, and there are signs at the beaches.
Yes.
That if you get caught in a rip current, just swim sideways.
Yeah.
Because then the current actually brings you back in. If
Yeah, and you
swim
can catch waves.
sideways.
The waves will actually
Yeah,
wash you
yeah.
back in, yeah.
So this poor young guy, 21 years old, lost his life.
It's-
imagine his family.
Oh, I can't even think about it, man. It's too tragic.
Yeah. And they went out. The NSRI swimmers went looking for him. The boats
The
were looking
divers
for him.
and
The
all of them.
divers and all that. And yeah, the body. We are presuming it's his body. It is officially
Okay.
presumed, if that
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense,
Yeah, yeah.
that it was his body.
Sure.
They had to do a formal identification, and a time of going to press for us, that hadn't been done yet.
Okay.
But
Okay. But
they're
it's
presuming
confirmed.
it's him.
Okay, presume. Yeah.
But yeah, a couple of days later.
Sure.
But yeah, it's just heart goes out to that family.
My goodness, in such a big
yeah,
way.
your lives change forever, and we're so sorry.
Yeah, very much so.
It's
Is there-
it's just tragic.
There was the spring tide last weekend.
Yeah.
And then I saw warnings. I can't remember where I saw it from. It may have been
Yeah.
from Cleone, on the ward
Yeah.
council kind of group.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it was. But it was just saying, hey, there are these spring tides. We've got some hectic tides this
Yeah,
whole
that's
week.
it. Yeah.
And I noticed even as far as Plets, and I think throughout, there were a
Yeah.
lot of the beaches closed. There,
Oh,
there
wow.
are lifeguards there, but
Jeez.
them crossing the flags and saying,
Saying, "No
guys,
ways.
this is
Yeah,
too
too
dangerous.
dangerous."
I mean,
Jeez,
I
that's
had a bit of
scary.
a swim with flippers
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
got sketchy.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you don't know and if you're not sure, oh my goodness, it's very dangerous. It's very hectic.
On a lighter note, which it was another release that the NSRI sent out, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
A swimmer in Mossel Bay, a lady went into the sea.
Oh, I heard you talking about this earlier. Now, yes,
she
yes,
went
yes.
into the sea for a midnight swim. Not a clever thing to do.
No.
Especially in Mossel Bay, because there's sharks there.
Yes,
they do
it's
shark cage
Shark
diving
City,
there.
man.
Come on,
Jeez, that's where the food dwells.
Yeah, she went swimming in her jeans at midnight. But wait,
I've got a clear
there's
picture.
more.
Yeah.
So a fisherman saw that she got into trouble. Now wait for it. He
Yes.
cast his line.
No
he was
way.
obviously
So
fishing
he
for big
saw
fish.
her, yes.
He saw her.
Jeez,
he
this is
cast his line, and his hook catches her jeans.
Yes.
No, I kid you not. No, the
What?
NSRI do not tell porkies.
No.
This is true story.
Yeah.
True story.
This is
Because they
for
were actually
realsies.
congratulating
Yeah.
the dude
I
on
mean,
this. He
yes.
caught her by the jeans
No
and
ways.
hauled her in.
No way.
Yeah, man.
That is unbelievable. So out on a boat and, I mean, a
No,
very...
no, not on a boat. He was fishing from the shore.
What?
Fishing from the shore. He cast his line and brought her in.
That is unbelievable.
It's bizarre.
That is
Absolutely
incredible.
bizarre. But yeah, what a
Oh,
pleasure.
It'd be cool to
yeah.
track that guy down and
Yeah,
get an
yeah.
intimate from him.
Absolutely.
Firstly, what were you doing there? Was she there with you? And are you all married yet? If you're in that, because that catch of a lifetime. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all working there.
Oh, thank you for
Thanks
the
taking
coffee.
our coffee cups. Oh, good coffee. Thank you very much. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, this part isn't a tragedy. That story ends very,
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah.
But there was the other tragedy in town.
Yeah, the fire.
The fire.
I think
in
most
Meeringsride.
of Sedgefield would have heard
Oh, yeah.
and seen on social media about the fire.
So a bit of an update on that, because there is the story, and I was glad that you were able to get this out and chat
got
to the family a bit.
We got to speak to a family member, the sister of the lady who was renting the house. So it was a lady, her grown-up daughter and her son, who's sort of, I think 13, 14.
14, yeah,
And then
teenager.
her grown-up daughter's 2 children.
Okay, so the 5 of them.
5 of them.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, they basically, a couple of weeks before Christmas, they were out, their house caught fire, the house that they were renting caught fire, and they lost everything. The fire brigade were very quick in getting there, but once these fires take... So, yeah, they lost everything. There's a huge amount of people stepping forward on social media.
Thanks, guys. That's
Just
amazing.
to help,
Yeah.
offering. In fact, they at one stage they announced, okay, the family has enough clothing.
Really?
So much clothing
Oh,
poured in because
wow.
they literally had the clothes on their backs.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all they were left with.
Oh,
so
That's unthinkable. Like if that...
there is detail in the paper and on social media as to how you can help.
Okay.
They are looking for anything to rebuild their lives. So I would imagine electrical appliances.
Oh my goodness. It's
They need
everything.
a permanent place to stay. They've
Yeah.
got some very, very kind soul, especially over this time of the
Oh
year.
my word, this is everything's full. Like
everything's full.
You don't have just open houses
Yeah.
this time. If it is, it's being rented out.
Yeah, and so this kind soul has accommodated them, which is
Oh,
great,
amazing.
given them
And
a
5
place
people,
to stay.
that's a
5
lot.
people,
Sure.
yeah. So they're staying there for a while, but that's temporary. They
Yeah.
need permanent accommodation.
No, they would do.
So
huh?
yeah, just our hearts go out to them as well. And there's a couple of places that you can drop off. Gift of the Givers are helping, so that
cool, of
you
course,
can
yeah.
drop off
No,
at Harcourt's properties there. And then there's also Red's properties. They have also been helping there at Amblewood
cool.
Centre.
Okay, so a bunch of the businesses really get involved as well.
And there's
That's
numbers
great.
in the paper for the people that you can phone
and
if you want
find
to
out
find
what
out
the
more.
need is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause, quite often that things might have been already given. And
Yeah, they don't want like 20 kettles, 15 or 16 will probably do.
16 head of kettle.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, shocker, man.
But yeah, I really, it's so impressive how Sedgefield has come together.
Just always. But
yeah.
that's what like these carols things and these anything that floats and all these other events along the way, that's what they do. It just mixing in each other's
Yes,
lives, seeing
that's
each other.
it.
It's
Yeah.
these are people
Yeah.
who we know, who love, who want to serve, and even who you tangentially recognize. If
Yes.
that's a term, I don't think it is.
Tangentially.
Tangentially. Yeah. So you've seen them around.
Yeah,
and
that's
we've
it.
pretty much all seen each other around.
Yeah,
And the more
that's
you
it,
have of
yeah.
that, the more you actually, put faces on these when it is tragedies or when
Yeah.
it is triumphs, when it is
Yeah.
good and bad, that they were able to celebrate and commiserate and just help each
Absolutely.
other out
Yeah.
in that.
Nah,
It's such a
absolutely
good part of
wonderful.
being in a small
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
But I mean, with that and knowing all of the businesses around town, new and old and everything like that, we've got another. I think it's pretty darn sad the
Yeah.
closing of Studio 42.
Yeah, Man, that is tragic.
That hit me.
And
That was so unexpected.
It's personally tragic for me because I've done a couple of shows, quite a few shows there. A small
Shakespeare
group
one,
of us do that. Yeah, the spoof on Shakespeare, and we've done a couple of other things. The Studio 42 closing. It's the one opposite the station. It's Sedgefield's only theatre, basically.
Yeah.
And it's just been a wonderful place, a creative spot. I mean, I know that its main job during the day is a Pilates studio.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
at night it turns into a theatre that seats 42 people.
Yeah.
And we've had some huge names. What the lady who runs
she's
it, Melanie Baumeister, she got into the sort of circuit of acts, travelling acts.
There have been huge names.
Yeah,
and to see them in a
Peter
room.
Durkase, Evita Besadenhout. They Rob van Vuren,
Yes.
Kate Pinchuk, Friendzone, Conrad Koch. There's just a long list of acts that are kind of going on tour.
Yeah.
And then they stop in Sedgefield. In fact, they jokingly call it the petrol stop. So they can raise enough money doing an act in Sedgefield, 1 or 2 nights in Sedgefield, to pay for the fuel for their whole trip.
Oh, brilliant.
And they
cool is
always
that?
love it in
I
Sedgefield.
thought it was just to get from George to Nysa because of the petrol price and all of that.
No. And they love coming to Sedgefield
Oh,
because it's a very intimate
it'll be quite different to
theatre.
what a lot of them are.
You're right close to your audience, so you can. Some of them would perform without a microphone because you can just sort of lean forward and pat the front seat person on the head.
Oh man, I hope they're looking for and finding new
A
space,
replacement.
or that we.
I hope so.
That would be a really tragic loss.
The reason for closing was basically put down to unforeseen circumstances. They didn't want to close it down, but they're going to find another venue. So
it was just such a good venue. It's
yes,
going to be
it
tough
was.
to replace it with something.
To replicate, but
Wonder what
onwards
it'll
and
be.
forwards, and
No, that's it.
hopefully there'll
That's it.
be another place that's just perfect. Maybe even bigger and better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so. Really, really hope
Maybe
so.
it could seat 43 people instead of 42.
Can you imagine? What?
Yo.
But then there go all of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy references, though.
Yes,
You've gone
that's
beyond
it.
the meaning of life.
I mean, even that
the answer to the
beautiful
meaning of
mural
life.
on the wall outside was
yeah.
all Hitchhiker's Guides.
Oh, that'll be so sad to paint over that because it was Kayla and. Do you remember who was the other?
Yes,
other
Kayla
lady who
and
did it?
the other person.
Yes, Kayla and the other person. Oh, sorry.
Codename other person.
Codename. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
But we have a press release from the Knysna municipality about how we're doing infrastructure-wise, with everyone kind of coming in. This is something that we were worried about, and I'm still kind of worried about. I haven't heard anything about, but I haven't been listening. I mean, I even missed this press release until you sent it to me the other day. Just saying, previously it was, all of the visitors come in, all of our touristies who we love so dearly come in. It puts such a strain on the infrastructure. I remember from Buffalo, it's the reason that we don't have...
Remember last year?
And there were like days without water.
Days without water, the rubbish station, the refuse collection station.
That wasn't stinky. We drove past it yesterday, and it was that part of town by the waterfront was looking full, bustling, lovely.
So last year, this time, we were in deep trouble.
Yeah.
Deep. The only thing that wasn't deep was the water because we ran out.
Yes.
And we're supposed to be in drought, which we aren't.
Yes.
But we don't have enough storage facilities. So the Knysna municipality, the mayor sent out a press release.
Yes.
And it was all about how we've reached infrastructure key milestones. Knysna municipality has reached these key milestones.
And this would be from there was the whole thing of them not being placed under administration yet.
Yes.
But there being a plan. That's the kind of the Anton Bradell or like his team came in and said, do this. To
this
sort
is our
this out.
recovery plan.
That's what it is.
The wheels had fallen off. The Western Cape provincial government and COGTA.
Oh, yes, we spoke about COGTA,
the corporate governance from national government.
Oh, wow.
They stepped in earlier in the year, much earlier in the year, and basically gave the municipality a plan and said, stick to this plan and you will recover. So we've got this press release saying that things are going so well.
No problems anymore.
they've been working in compliance for the infrastructure sustainability project. Diagnostic reports.
That's it, yeah.
The support plan adopted in March this year. It's what they've been following. And they've taken significant strides. The transfer station is now operating at full capacity. Repairs to critical equipment have been done.
I was
Progress
so sure that
in the sewage and wastewater management has been
Yeah.
noteworthy.
Noteworthy, okay.
Procurement processes for critical spares and equipment are nearing completion. Heavy-duty lids have been installed. A whole lot of things
That does all sound pretty good, right?
It does. It really does. But and as they say in Shrek,
yeah,
and this is a big but.
yeah,
We also know now. We've reported on it through the year. There's a group of individuals and businesses called the Neisner Infrastructure Group that have basically stepped in to assist the municipality.
Yeah, well, yes, to assist the people as the municipality. So not just municipality as like the council, but the municipality as our towns, as Neisner Collective, our people.
So basically they're saying instead of standing and watching the town fall apart
and crumble and waterless and
we're going to step in and help where we can. They've spent a lot of money.
Oh man,
they've provided a lot of expertise. They've really done an amazing job. As I said, we have spoken about them before.
Yeah,
I'm kind of angry
that
the municipal the mayor in his press release
he
hasn't
didn't make any
mention.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
But of course, like if it wasn't for this group, I don't know if there would be water.
Well, that's
if
my
I'm thinking
opinion
back to
and your opinion, and I think most of other people's opinions.
Yes.
I would have
the
loved
right
to have
opinion.
seen some acknowledgement. If indeed, now I don't know, and I'm going to be rude here.
Yes.
But sometimes politicians don't. Let's say sometimes they're economical with the truth.
Oh.
And so
that's a very nice way of saying that. Very politically correct.
Yes.
Politicianly correct.
If this wonderful, wonderful, beautiful press release is to be believed in its entirety,
no, I'm angry too.
At least acknowledge this group that's
the people who did it.
I have spoken to people in this group during the year, and they are definitely not in it for
the recognition or the pats on the back.
Not.
Maybe just being able to drink water out the tap and your
they
neighbours being able to do that as well.
They care about Neisner, Greater Neisner, and they care that it keeps running.
Yes.
And they have businesses and homes and families living here, and they want it to work.
Yeah,
that's
to succeed.
all they're doing. They've never asked for their names to be put in the paper.
Yeah.
They've never asked that.
You had to press them, right? To say, hey, please, I really do want to put this in the paper. And they're like, and you managed to do it. Yeah.
So they're not after the publicity, but come on, Mr. Mayor, give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Hey, I really think that would have been a more Christmassy thing to do. Give a bit of credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
And look, we're going to have a look at all the infrastructure.
I want to see this report and try and
we're going to have a look and
very interested.
See what has been done and what because it's very easy to say everything's wonderful and everything's okay. The proof will be in the pudding. And
That's
so
it.
we're going to have a look and see.
Yeah.
And see.
And check the veracity of the statement.
Just our basic comment. Woo, please. Really.
Yeah.
Say thank you.
Yes, we're going to say something.
We would like to officially say thank you to the Neisner Infrastructure Group.
Oh, thank you
for
so
all your
much.
hard work.
I really hope they do
And
hear
then,
that.
Look,
and I'm sure
there's
they've
other
got
groups. We mentioned last week.
Is it TAG?
TAG. We've spoken about
them, the Action
Neisner,
Group.
the Action Group.
Is it Action Group? Yeah.
We talked about the forum. What were they called again?
The forum.
Last week.
The forum of people who we can't remember their name of. Yeah. Codename Forum.
Codename Forum. It'll come to me at 3 tomorrow morning.
Yes.
just basically the Revive Sedgefield
yes,
group.
and and Revive Neisner. I mean, we're speaking kind of broader. Every forum. Thank you.
They
Well done.
stepped in. The Revive Sedgefield, Revive Neisner, all of those,
all these groups,
these non-political groups that are stepping in to do their thing.
Yeah, because it's not going to be politics that solves it. Now, that's not to speak down everyone who's involved in, and this I think does need to kind of be said, that not everyone who's in the council I would regard as a politician. Someone who's, what we need is people who are in the political system but who don't fall into kind of the politician trap and playing that game. Now, that means that you can't necessarily advance your career, maybe. I mean, with the current structures, and we've looked at it this year as well, but people who are in there who are just genuinely caring for the town and not getting up on soapboxes and doing these grandstands and advancing my career and doing stuff to further my party or my individual status. I really think we need to go back to individuals voted in, not political parties. I'm not telling anyone who to vote for. I'm saying I think the system needs to change. That we don't have a party political system. We have individuals who will vote with their minds and not vote for the good of the party. That's it, vote for the good of the people.
Yeah.
Bommy, you got my vote.
Yep, okay. No, I'm not getting involved. No ways. I'd hate myself.
Not in that sphere, But maybe those are the people who we need in there.
Yes.
The people who are like, I don't want to do okay, but I'll do it. I also think a lean, mean kind of machine. You just got a few, not an actual machine. Maybe a machine. No, not a machine.
Ooh, AI politicians.
Ooh, that's dangerous. What data do you train them on? Not the current political data. But just as maybe just a smaller group where you don't have these, I don't know. I mean, I still just love the story of where you had the mayor coming and, working on your fridge and sorting out. That
was
kind
the fridge
of idea.
Mechanic. Yeah.
Keeping them smaller, the group smaller. Does this mean that Sedgefield goes back to its own municipality? I know the national government.
Contentious.
I know, very much so.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wasn't here and I haven't known that. And I've, heard many people saying, well, that was absolutely great. But of course, there are some who will say the other side.
The first 3 years I was here, Sedgefield had its own municipality. No. And I must say, I remember people complaining bitterly all the time.
Oh, really?
So
not too much has changed.
Said, oh, we love having our own municipality. No, they complained bitterly.
Yeah.
And then Neisner took it over, and then they complained even more.
Yeah.
So
it depends on how much complaining we really want. Hey, last thing that I want to speak about, because I managed to get a hold of one, the directory. But this is one that you gave me, and it was such a beautiful photo on the front with David and Goliath.
Yes, it's a beautiful picture. It was taken by Ben Fouché, who does he does bird watcher tours. So he's a photographer, brilliant photographer,
yes.
Absolutely brilliant. And he takes people on photographic tours for birds.
Yes.
So and he caught that image.
Oh man, that was beautiful. Stunning. It's like a starling or something attacking.
A starling attacking a Goliath heron, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was a Goliath heron or crane. Yeah. One of those, the big uns.
Yes, the big uns.
Oh, that was great.
And it's the Sedgefield Business Directory. We produce it every year.
Yeah.
That's out on the street.
Such a help.
This year there's a barcode, not a barcode, a QR code on it.
A QR code, yes.
But
it's
James
also
Bond's
in the paper.
Fingerprint. Yeah, it's also in the paper. So if you don't get a copy of the book, you can scan the QR code and get it downloaded onto your phone or your PC. So that's awesome. And then you got a list of all the businesses in Sedgefield.
That's it.
So you need a plumber. You look up plumber, search, find it.
And you get a smaller list of it, not just guys who are paying for the Google ads advertising.
Because no. It's all the businesses, unless they've not told us about themselves.
That's it. Which, if they haven't, they can still reach out to you and get in the digital.
Yes, edition. We can probably get them in there. Yeah,
okay, which is great.
But we asked all the businesses to contact us just to give us their free listing names, addresses, details.
That's it.
Whatever they want.
A great help, because honestly, Google is not necessarily always the best. I mean, it's something that we always go to kind of right off the bat, but not all the information is up to date. I know I've had that, especially in kind of smaller towns like ours, where you don't have 50 people who are constantly checking if it's still in the right place. There was so I'm a Google, what do they call it, like it's like a Google tour guide or something like
Yeah.
that. But if you've done enough reviews and enough photos of places, then you get a special little badge. But you go
Okay.
in and you do corrections of businesses and things like
Okay.
that. But the one of the only ones that I've done, I think this year, was they were saying on the island, that's where there's steers. It's just like
They're
random little
steering
place.
you in the wrong direction.
And
that's
I
for
think
sure.
it was somebody who got steers, took a photo of their burger, and then
Okay.
used their locations to say this is where steers is. So I corrected that, and then kind of it put where steers was.
That-
But we don't have a lot of that.
Yeah,
And not a lot of the most up to date kind of information. So the directory is great, man.
If I've got a bit of time, quickly.
Yeah.
I got, I often get sent things, do you want to make extra money? Those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And one of them, which I'm bombarded with often on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
is this thing
Prince
about...
of Nigeria. Yeah.
No, it's not that one. No, and,
He's another good friend,
You
yeah.
don't think he's going to come through with the money?
No, of course he will. No, he's just waiting for the new year. Yeah.
There's I think it's almost like a what would you call it? A multi-level marketing thing. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Pyramid
what
scheme,
they
yeah.
say is if you review a few places, 3 or 4 places on Google,
Yes.
and every day you do a few places,
Mm-hmm.
they will pay you 20 Rand a review or 30
Oh,
Rand
okay.
a review or something. So it's a
Yeah.
way to earn extra money. But then I read this and I said, tell me how it works.
Yes.
Because everyone in Sedgefield needs to earn something
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
just
No,
to
that's
put
a great
food on
way
the
to
table.
yeah.
And they said, okay, we will send you the names of 3 restaurants or accommodation facilities or hotels or whatever.
Oh.
You send in
Okay.
a positive review
Oh.
and you send us
Ah.
a screenshot of your positive review, and then you will get paid for it.
That's how you get like those take-a-lot reviews that
Dude!
that are just not truthful.
Well, that's it.
Oh, come on,
so
man.
I'm going
Yeah.
to say that I stayed at the Holiday Inn in Divarasekwa in the Northern Cape, and it was
man.
wonderful, and I loved it.
Yes, yeah.
When I've never been there.
Yeah, no, that's not right.
So wrong.
Oh, come on, man.
So
Well,
like, I
remember-
have a bit of a Google problem with that.
Yes. Oh, no, absolutely.
I mean, I don't think it's Google driving
it's not-
pulling the strings on that.
No, but they
That's
don't care.
individuals
They don't
that
care
are-
about that. About
Yeah.
the being able to
Yeah.
verify.
But you would think that they would like put their foot down.
Yeah.
We've
No,
spoken
they
about
wouldn't.
this before.
Yeah.
Platforms actually don't give a damn
Yeah.
what people put on them as long as people put stuff on them.
Them after the dollars.
Yeah, them's after the dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm after good coffee, and I managed to have some of that today
Excellent. Yeah, it was
at
damn
Codename
fine coffee.
MacButners. Always,
damn fine
eh?
coffee. Yes.
And that was good fun. I hope that the audio's all good.
I hope it works,
We're going to
yeah,
see, and you
yeah.
didn't hear too many beeps and boops and all of those things along the way.
And I think now's the time to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year
think
to our
so,
listeners.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
not
that's
Happy New
true.
Year. Are we
No.
going to do another one next week?
Let's try to.
Okay, we'll try and
Let's
do a next
see.
one. So no Happy New Year from us,
Yeah.
but a very, very Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Mama, thanks for the chat.
Thank you.